Hello, I'm Jonathan White and I live in Nashville, Tennessee. When I came across the Scopes Monkey trial, which occurred in Dayton, Tennessee, I was surprised to learn that such a robust court case could come from my home state and impact the nation. Here's what I discovered about this trial. It was in the hot month of July 1925 that the nation would be changed by the origin of life debate. It would start with a court trial lasting only 12 days on the issue of evolution versus creation. Many states, such as Tennessee, had laws that prohibited teaching anything other than the origin account of creationism. Well, the ACLU became alarmed that laws like this were creeping into different states. When such a situation, potentially leading to a court case, started in Dayton, Tennessee, the ACLU took notice. According to Ferenc Saz, quote, accounts in the magazines, newspapers, and news television were legion, and more words were relayed from Dayton that July than from any other comparable event in the nation's history, end quote. A new teacher, John Scopes, taught math at Ray County High School. He happened to fill in for a biology teacher at that particular time, and as a result was accused of teaching evolution. It is unclear whether he taught evolution verbally, but the textbook did. Thus, Scopes was indicted, arrested, and taken to court. The defense and prosecution were chosen, with Christian lawyer William Jennings Bryan as the prosecuting attorney and famed atheist lawyer Clarence Darrow as the defense attorney. Ultimately, John Scopes was convicted and fined $100, which was paid for by the ACLU. Due to national attention, many states began reconsidering laws that allowed only the teaching of creationism and sought to remove it from schools. Tennessee's law, the Butler Act, was even repealed in 1967. Ironically, this is not what either side desired. The defense mainly sought to have evolution taught in schools as fact. David Minton in the Scopes Monkey trial 80 years later explains, quote, for both Bryan and Darrow, the real issue wasn't Scopes' innocence, but rather should evolution be taught as fact in the public schools, end quote. Furthermore, according to the Milwaukee Leader newspaper in July 17, 1925, it gives clarity on this issue by stating part of the defense, quote, we shall prove by experts and scientists that there is not a branch of science which can be taught without teaching the theory of evolution, end quote, implying it as fact. Nonetheless, this case took a different route nationwide and has replaced creationism with evolution, teaching it as fact and not theory. Why was this trial so crucial to our entire country? It is part of the fundamentalist modernist controversy, specifically the societal debate between fundamentalism and postmodernism. It added more controversy as it exposed deep divisions in American society over education, religion, and modernity. Additionally, it signifies a clash between science and religion and sadly fosters the idea that these two cannot work together. This is ironic since many sources today have proved that science and the Bible complement one another. For example, Francis Collins, in The Language of God, says it beautifully when he states, quote, science is not threatened by God, it is enhanced. God is most certainly not threatened by science. He made it all possible, end quote. Finally, the question remains, why can't both at least be taught in schools as theory and let students decide?